DJ Pointman here. Join Char, Willie, and Classic Ruby for their radio show, Keep the Beat. They broadcast every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on CRBJ, Classic R&B Jams. There are discussions of the songs, and that can take you back down memory lane. If you missed the live broadcast, no worries. Replays are uploaded on Mixcloud. So, follow Just Ask Char Advice channel on Mixcloud and you will receive the notification when these broadcasts are uploaded.
Greetings, greetings, greetings. What's happening? What's going on? How is your Saturday? Well, if it's like Chicago, it is hot and humid. I'm telling you, I went to the window to turn the air conditioning on about I think about 11 a.m. I didn't waste any time. Normally I try to wait till 1 when it gets pretty hot up in here, but I couldn't do it. I gave in earlier. And when I looked outside, I think that was the devil on the sidewalk sipping some lemonade. I'm like, oh no. Not only does it happen in Japan, it happens in Chicago. But yeah, honey, it is something else. It is humid out there. So I had made my decision. I'm like, you know what? The few items I want from Whole Food, gonna have it delivered, and I scheduled it for between 8 and 9. So this time I'll be off the air and I can actually get my items in case they leave it in the lobby like they did 1, 2, 3 weeks ago. And because when I got off the live here, the picture said I had 3 bags and a gallon of water, but when I went to go retrieve my items, there was 2 bags and a gallon of water. Somebody took my shrimp, or as we say it, scrimp. They took my scrimp, y'all. They did. I'm like, oh no. I was looking forward to my breaded, spicy shrimp. I was gonna have that. You can fry it or bake it. I like to bake mine. I was looking forward to that after the live. You just don't understand. I was gonna have some of those and have me some wine, sit back and try to finish up this series before I have to start punching that clock 40 hours a week. But no, somebody took my shrimp, y'all. They took my shrimp. Why they take my shrimp? Tell them to give it back. But yeah, their belly is full now. Whoever taking it, they ate it. They like, oh, I like this kind. I bet you do. You didn't have to pay $10 for it. But I will say that it didn't take Whole Food long. They went on and said, okay, somebody took your bag. Well, we do see that they put it in the wrong place. That was, our bad. And they refunded me my $10 and whatever it is with tax. So I appreciate that. But I'm ready for them this time. And they were out of shrimp, so I'm actually going to go to the store tomorrow um, into Whole Food because there's a couple of items I want. I'm going to go to a different location than where this delivery of the Whole Food that they use. This store is a little smaller, but they seem to have what I want in this particular Whole Foods. I'm going to go there. Um, it's supposed to be warm, but not like today. It's not going to be 91 like it is currently. It's supposed to be in the 80s. So I'm going to go out, pick up a few more things because I don't know what it is. I always like to have some tuna in the house. That's a little small meal. You can eat it by cracker or sandwich, whatever. But for some reason, they don't haven't been carrying the sandwiches. So I'm like, well, I'll look and see if I find a sandwich. If I don't, then guess what? I'll go ahead and just get it and make my own darn sandwich. It ain't that hard. So there you go. But I hope you're doing well, and we're going to get started. Get ready, everyone. We need to welcome in the lovely, the beautiful Jamaican Canadian. You know who I'm talking about, don't you? Stand up and do it. Give it to her, y'all.
Stay down there, girl. Stay down there.
Revive. See, I knew it was gonna happen because y'all listen. Okay, this storm hit a couple hours ago. Everything is just dreary. You can't go outside. You just hear like the rain attacking your windows. I was just miserable, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna have the energy today, y'all. I might just have to call in sick still. But then you know what? I hear the intro. I was like, I'm still not feeling it. Then go down there, and I'm like, yes, stay down there, yeah, yes. Every time. I never get sick of it. How you doing this evening, Char?
I am doing well. I'm staying cool. I did get a little warm, and I just say a little because I went to get my mail, and that
Mm.
lobby was humid.
Oh, I love it. Y'all don't understand, okay? I was not meant to be born in Canada. I was meant to be born somewhere in like the tropical rainforest. I love humidity. I love the kind of humidity that it is so wet that it is hard for you to breathe in the air because the air is more water than air. And you feel like you are literally swimming through the air to get from place to place. That is how humid I like it to be. Humidity is
Oh.
my favorite weather. Like, and we only get humidity when there's a heat wave, right? So every time it rains during the heat wave, I'm just depressed because I know once the rain is done, it's going to go back to like the stuff that normal people like you like, it's like, oh, well, it's nice and there's a breeze. Like, ew, I hate the breeze. I hate wind. I think that's why I like humidity. I hate the wind, like any form of wind. I don't like when a fan blows at me. Don't like the AC. Definitely don't like outside wind. I don't like sun heat. I like humid heat. I like when it's hot at night. Okay. Oh, I love humidity. Oh, please don't go. Send me some of Char's heat. Send me some after the rain. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, well, everybody likes something different sometimes, so that's all right. We
Hmm.
all can exist, and that's what people need to understand. You don't have to agree, don't have to be the same, and even if you're different or whatever, don't have to get upset and tell nobody to catch a flight. You just don't have to.
Really don't. Really, really don't. Especially if you really don't mean it. You know? Like,
Keep
I'm
your
just saying.
threats to yourself.
Yeah, right. Like, what happened to the good old days, right? Where you knew you were a punk, right? So you waited till the other person couldn't hear you and then said that dumb shit to your friends, right? Secretly in private where no one could hear you and call you on it, right? Like, that was the good old days because you knew you were a punk. So you'd have to wait for them to leave. I did that once. Story time with Ruby, really quick. I know it's not a story time day, but I got to tell y'all.
All right.
Okay, so I was in the seventh grade, and by then I was already wild. I was just like, I don't know. I just didn't really feel like listening to like rules, and that was the thing that was kind of problematic in grade school, but was starting to make me really popular in middle school. I was a little wild. I really like to kind of push the limits on stuff. And so I can't remember what we did to this eighth grader, Camille. That's her real name. I'm gonna tell y'all. Hopefully she hears this one day and is like, "Oh, I remember this idiot." Um, right? Now she's one of the popular girls, but she's tough, okay? Like she's strong, like she beats up grown men at this point. She's in the eighth grade, she could beat up 16, 17-year-old boys, okay? She is strong. And I can't remember what me and my idiot friends were talking about. And I think we were making fun of this other girl, most beautiful girl like I've ever seen in real life, Skeeter. That's also her name too. Skeeter Chitterman. Like that is the coolest name to have. Beautiful black woman. Anyway, and I was making fun of her clothes. She wore the weirdest clothes in middle school, and so I guess they heard us and they came over, right? And of course I played dumb. I don't know what you're talking about. It wasn't me. I didn't say nothing. I was just saying how she's so beautiful and I love your shirt today, Camille. Right? So they look at me. They're like, all right, what? Bet. Right? So then they turn around to start walking away. They're about halfway away, and I'm like, see, I would have beat her ass. That's why she started walking away, right? And Camille turns around and goes, what? I'm like,
Uh oh.
nothing, nothing. And I start hiding behind my friend and like looking over her shoulder. And then she starts walking away again, and I did the same thing. And then again, then I'm hiding behind my friends. Like, it wasn't me. I was all the way back here. You can't hear me from back here. Like an idiot. Like I said, I was just an idiot back then, right?
Writing
That's
them
what you
checks.
do in the seventh grade, man. Not in the grown people times, you know? Like writing them checks that you know your ass can't. Camille could have stomped me with her pinky finger, okay? And I was not
Wow.
that weak. I was not weak in the seventh grade. She could hurt me. I could tell. But no, I was playing a stupid game, right? You play stupid games, you win stupid prize. Luckily, she didn't kill me. I don't know why. She took a liking to me for some reason, probably because I was semi out of my mind. But the point is, even then, like when I was hiding behind my friends, I was clearly laughing. And at that point, I was clearly playing a stupid game. And she knew I was,
Hmm.
right? Like I wasn't actually being tough. Um, but that's the thing. That was what I did when I was 12, not as a 28 to 31-year-old grown ass person. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that's what children do. Children. Children. Okay. I'm done.
Exactly.
Sorry.
You heard that right, Don Teasy. That's
Mm-hmm.
right. You heard it. I ain't forgot about last night. I ain't forgot.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm gonna get him.
Always testing someone.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, let me see what we got here. I think I have about 6 things to show, and I've been practicing. Hopefully, I will not mispronounce pernicious. See, I didn't mispronounced it already. Pernicious. For some reason,
Nice.
I want to add an extra syllable. I just do that. I
No,
can
that's
read
fine.
it
Mhm.
perfectly sometimes by myself, and then when I get on air, it's like, what is that word? The, yeah, that's it.
Got it. The. It's not it's the. Got it. No, you know what, Shar? You might do the same thing I do. I actually almost intentionally mispronounce words because I pronounce them the way that they're spelled, right? So
Okay.
it's like it was a trick I picked up when I was a kid to spell things properly, is I would pronounce them the way that they're spelled. I knew that's not how you really pronounce it, but it's like pernicious, right? Because that's how you spell it. You're like, so if I want to be able to get all those extra letters in there, remember the CIOUS, then I'm going to say CIUS, right?
Right.
Um, and
Mm-hmm.
and so maybe you like your brain kind of does that. Well, that's the way you spell it, so that's the way I'm going to say it. And what, right? We all know what you're saying because you say it out loud. I can spell that in my head. I know what word that is. That's good enough. Trust me. When butchering is when you say the word and no one can identify what the hell you were trying to say. Right? That's when you butchered a word. Like that's like tragic. I got pernicious. It's good. Got it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to say pernicious when I get to it,
You
and
did it.
if I don't, then I'm just gonna say pernicious because that's what I want to say, and that'll be that.
Hey, either way, guys, you've been warned. Okay.
That's right. All right. House passes the John Lewis Voting Right Act. So I just skipped the word advancement. Ain't that something? So I do what I just want to. I do what I want to do. I don't know why. I just do. But okay. House passes the John Lewis Voting Right Advancement Act. All right. The House passes voting rights legislation named in honor of the late civil rights icon, Representative John Lewis, according to NPR. On Tuesday, the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act was approved 219 to 212, with all Republicans voting against the legislation. Title H.R. 4, the bill will restore the pre-clearance formula from the Voting Rights Act of 1965, which was struck down by the Supreme Court in 2013. Mm-mm-mm. Section 5 of the Voting Rights Act, a key provision that mandated federal review of local election laws and states with a history of voter discrimination, was removed after Shelby County, Alabama, filed a lawsuit in Washington, D.C. The Supreme Court ruling that required states to seek approval from the Department of Justice before amending voting procedures was deemed unconstitutional. Speaker Nancy Pelosi noted the importance of ensuring that everyone has the right to vote amid voter suppression laws enacted by several states and how the right to vote was John Lewis' life work. We should have the right to vote and shouldn't be diminished by anyone. It is unpatriotic to undermine the ability who has the right to vote, who has access to the polls, she said. As John knew, this precious pillar of our democracy is under attack from one of the worst voter suppression campaigns since Jim Crow. Mm, mm, mm. Representative Terry Swell, who introduced the legislation, recognized the long history of black Americans being denied the right to vote, and this bill seeks to address the latest attempts to disenfranchise voters. Old battles have become new again, Swell said. I want to know that the modern day barriers of voting are no less pernicious than those literacy tests and those poll taxes. And what we must do, as we did back in the 60s, is when we see states running amok, we need federal oversight. This is just ridiculous. You know, my parents were born in the late 30s and early 40s. So they didn't have the right to do anything. Then they gained the right. Of course, I was born into the right to vote and not have any issues. And now we're dealing with it again, or have dealt with it again. And I just think this is sad. Why do we have to talk about this again? And one thing I was hoping that when Barack Obama was the president, that he was able to change the Constitution where you didn't have to. I forgot what that's called, where you have to amend it every so many years for
Mm-hmm.
us to vote. And I was hoping he was going to be able to do that. And then I realized, I'm like, this thing is really bigger than anyone. We're not the 1%. We don't rule the world. So we're always going to be behind. And I'm like, wow. And I just wanted to share that with everyone.
Mm-hmm. I think part of the issue, because and I've heard a lot of complaints about Obama specifically, and why didn't Obama do this, and why didn't Obama do that, and you can do everything through those executive decisions you get, right? But then, from what I understand, is then the next president can just come and use their executive decisions to just strike everything you did.
Yeah.
So, the unfortunate part about that is that there really isn't a way
Yeah.
to make a permanent change in America that a president can't just come and take away. Um, which is why you have so-called checks and balances built in, because that is a check and balance that's built in. No one can make a horrible dictator type move to America that can't be changed. But with that being said, the checks and balances also don't work because people have figured out how to screw with the system, i.e., gerrymandering. So, I mean, like, one way or the other, you're
Hmm.
kind of always in a backwards flow, I find, in America. Like, I mean, for all that, there's all these arguments online right now about between the genders, right? And women have more rights than any other country, and da 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 da. Well, actually, that's not true because technically, women do not have equal rights in America. Currently, it is a favor or gift that men are bestowing upon women because it has not been ratified into the Constitution that women have
Yeah.
equal rights. So they don't actually have equal rights, right? So when you talk about, oh, it's the best country in the world for women's rights, it's actually not, right? Because in other countries, not America, right,
Hmm.
women's rights are a right according to the Constitution or whatever they have that's equivalent to the Constitution. So this is what they do, right? They put stuff out there, right? You think everything's fine, then they keep pushing that they put that out there, and then they
Uh
forget
huh.
the footnote that, oh yeah, and then we changed it a little bit and took half of that away a little later. They never
Hmm.
teach you that part, right? They don't talk about that part in the school. They just talk about the one that they want you to focus on over here, so you don't think there's anything to fight for. That,
Right.
that's about it. I mean, it's sad, but it's true, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Sorry. Well,
Mm-mm-mm.
let's see. Let's talk about some rights. Okay, we
All
will
right.
talk about some rights. Um, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to do it. I am going to do it. I'm going to give y'all. I have a couple updates I want to give you guys, right? But this one update, before I do the update, and I can't find where I put the tab because there's 7,000 tabs open. I swear to God, there's literally like 7,000 tabs. Like, I don't even know how I have this many tabs. Oh, it's because I have the Karen tabs open at the same time. Damn it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's okay. We'll find the right one eventually. Um, but the point is, right? So I wanted to just show y'all how things are different depending on who you are, right? Because
Hmm.
equal rights, right? Equal rights
Oh
for
yeah.
all. It's uh, the country's very fair, right? Here we go, found it. All right. So I'm going to show y'all this story before I give the update because I think it very much illustrates my point. Okay, so you can see this title. I mean, this is sad. Um,
Yeah.
right? So this boy was hot as shit and crying. TikToker shames a woman for allegedly leaving kid in her car. It's not actually alleged. The woman literally did leave her kid in the car. So I'm gonna play the video for y'all, and then we'll talk about it, and then we'll talk about the update. It's about Syesha Mercado. If you're not seeing the connection right now, okay.
Tell me why I went to the urgent care today and this lady forgot her whole ass kid in her van. Or supposedly she didn't even know her kid was in the van to begin with. So this is me recording the police getting there and this bitch getting crazy.
Sure am. For what? To let the police know who you are because they weren't showing up. That's the woman right there that had the kid in the car at the front desk.
Long story short, the police officer took me outside and told me that she feels bad. She's in the back crying. She didn't mean to. She has too many kids that she couldn't keep track, y'all. She was so focused on getting her oldest daughter to the urgent care that she didn't even think to check her van for any other kids. This little boy was fucking hot as shit and crying.
Okay, so you all heard that, right?
Yeah.
This woman has multiple kids, not just two. Okay, one of them got sick, so she's decided to bring that one to the urgent care. Now, depending on which one of the woman's stories you want to hear or you want to listen to, she either forgot that she had the second kid with her, or she never knew the second kid climbed into the car after her with the daughter.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Even though these are babies, these are little kids, so they sit in the back. So if one's in the back, both are in the back. So you would notice the other one. Anyway, then she takes the girl into urgent care and forgets the son in the car. This kid sits in the car baking half to death until that TikToker discovers the kid in the car, helps the kid get out of the car, asks people like all around, like, oh, is this your kid inside the car? Whatever. Everyone's saying no, goes into the random places, including to the urgent care. Yo, anyone got a kid? Nope. She gets the kid out of the car. She brings the kid around with her. And when she brought the kid into the urgent care the first time, the woman said, no, that's not my kid. I don't recognize this kid at all.
What?
Yep. So I have no idea whose kid that is. Cool. So then the TikToker says, okay, well, I'm going to call the police. So she calls the police. And then it's while the police are on the way that finally this woman accepts responsibility for the child she created. Okay? The police come. They talk to the woman in the back and they say, she's just overwhelmed. This isn't child abuse or child neglect. There's nothing wrong with what she did. Nothing. Okay. And if y'all saw the woman at the desk, a white woman.
Oh.
Okay. There's a white woman who is American, born several generations American. This is important to our update of our story. Okay. So now let's do our update over here.
Okay.
Okay. So as y'all know, Syesha Mercado, so that's their American Idol star, and her husband have lost not one but two children. And this is a tragedy, but we do have a good update before I continue. So let's take a listen here. This is Syesha's husband. Let's take a listen.
I'm gonna make this a real quick live. Just know Aset is home. All right, Aset is home. We have Aset with us.
So that's a baby that they just took. That road stop, that horrific road stop we watched, that's the baby. So that baby is home now, thank God. So they just got that baby back. Not the son, not the 18-month-old, but they did get the little girl back. Okay.
So we want to say thank you. We still got work to do to get Rob back, but we want to say thank you because of y'all and my family. We've had the proper support to get the best attorneys in the country to be able to bring justice. That Aset is back. We still got to get Rob back, and we still got other babies: Aaliyah, Shiloh, Eddie Nakeba, Messiah, Zephaniah, Journey. We got a lot of babies to get home. But just know through the people, through you all, we were able to counteract this unjust system and this corruption to be able to get our baby back. So our set is home, officially home. Eddie Bellis, go to Eddie Bellis' page and look at their story when the cable don't stop. We got to get Rod back and we got to get these other babies home. So make sure y'all go know about Eddie Bellis. Go to Eddie Bellis' page and look at their story when the cable. We got to get Aaliyah and Shiloh home. We got to get Zephaniah home. Go to Miss Sellers. We all in this together. The power's within the people. You know what I'm saying? We respect the process. We respect the courts. We respect everybody's position. But wrong is wrong. That's all I can say. Wrong is wrong. But we got our setback, and soon Rod will be home. I know that because we got the support of the people. Just remember that, y'all. The power is always within us. If we unite and we work together, we put things in place to be able to protect ourselves and our babies.
Right. Now, y'all have to understand what's happening here, because a lot of people are saying, right, and obviously when I say a lot of people, I'm talking about a particular kind of person, okay? Now, a lot of people are blaming them. Well, they must have done something inherently wrong. But if you notice, they just listed a whole bunch of children, a whole bunch, right? Now, they happen to have listed a whole bunch of Black children. Okay, I'm going to be real, because honestly, let's be real. People tend to care about our community's problems when it's our community problem. And we might not always recognize how deep that problem goes. Now, this is a huge problem, y'all. This is a huge problem, okay? And I'm going to show y'all why it's a huge problem, because it actually does go beyond Syesha Mercado or any of the people that they listed, okay? Y'all can see this family right here. Look at this. Now, you're like, well, these are white people, right? Well, they are, but they're immigrants. See, so this issue, right, of their children being taken away unfairly, being unfairly accused of child abuse, this is affecting predominantly minorities and immigrant groups, okay? And it's happening because of one doctor.
Oh, that's what it's have in common. Okay.
Exactly. They all have this one doctor in common, Dr.
Wow.
Smith. Okay. And so I want y'all to hear Dr. Smith. I want y'all to hear what she says, because she's shady as hell. Okay. She's literally, she wants these parents to be guilty, even if they're not. Now, take a listen.
As likely that there'll be drug abuse and alcohol abuse in the family in households where they're victims of child abuse. Disability is a risk factor. In Florida, prior report to the child abuse hotline is a very high risk factor. It's worse than many other parts of the country, and it's complicated, but we see over and over again children who are reported to the hotline, and sure, there are people who are wrongly accused, but I don't know, anybody show of hands in the room, anybody had 10 reports to the child abuse hotline regarding their family? So, once, yeah, maybe that was just a fluke, but, over and over and over again, and then they keep coming up with there's no findings, doesn't make any sense. One of the things we have to really keep in mind is that the primary problem with child abuse is that the person who has abused the child is full-on lying about what happened. And we have to remember that what we're being told is the history is a bunch of baloney, and it's our job to figure that out. So again, in the history, and this is a little different because in many of these children, they're young children, and so they can't give their own history. So we're getting history from the caretakers. And again, keep in mind that they're usually lying. So we have to ask lots of questions to trip them up. Most of the time, they've thought of the main lie, but they haven't thought of all the details. So if you keep asking...
So I want y'all to think about that for a second. So this woman, okay, who's not a regular doctor, her job is to identify child abuse cases. It's her job. Okay. So,
Yeah.
and in every single case that they have inside the story, all of white immigrant families, by the way, this woman walks in. She doesn't speak to them. She doesn't ask them any nice questions like, okay, what's going on here, whatever. She'll walk in. She starts taking pictures of the baby, right? She'll go, what's your story this time? What?
What?
Right. And then she'll walk up going, I know this is child abuse and I'm going to prove it. What?
Uh,
Right. So she's already walked in with the assumption that any baby that has any type of nick, cut, bruise, fever, anything is being abused. She walks in on that premise. So, and she's telling you now, how does she get any form of evidence to corroborate? Well, I'm just going to keep asking these overwhelmed parents, because if you've ever had a baby inside of the hospital, it's incredibly overwhelming experience. You feel very kind of confused and whatever, and you're just concerned about your baby's health, right? They're asking questions. You're not really thinking about their questions. You don't care about their questions. You want your baby to be okay, right? So she's going to hammer at them until they say one thing that sounds inconsistent from the other thing, and that's it. Child abuse, take away the kid. That's how she's doing this. Okay, let's keep listening.
Wow.
I know.
The story falls apart. And so that is where we get this idea of sort of inconsistent details, different details provided by different caretakers when they're interviewed separately. If we keep going backwards, then we often get information in terms of what was going on leading up to this injury that the child sustained. When in a child who's brain dead was the last time that they were up and running around and playing, because that tells you that at that point, this injury had not occurred. So we can narrow down the time
and a child
of the
who's brain dead,
the perpetrator, and things.
See, now this is how she keeps her word is gold. For the record, all of the families inside of this story, of which there are many, okay, there are many, many families inside of this story, all of them have had their children returned to them, because it has been proven that she literally either lies, she recants her own statements after the fact, stuff like that. Like, she is so shifty. Like, it's family after family after family after family that she's done this to, right? So you have to understand here, okay? This is a bigger, deeper issue than Syesha Mercado. This is systemic. This is systemic. This is what they mean by systemic. But here's the thing. You got the white cop who walks into a woman who very much is neglecting her children and overwhelmed, and is giving her a pass because she just has too many children. She can't keep track of them. That's literally what the cop said. What? Like, that kid could have died in that car. You never leave a kid in a car.
Right.
Right? But Syesha Mercado, who's on top of her baby, clearly showing signs of a little bit of dehydration, switching from being breastfed to bottle fed, brings her baby to the hospital. That's it, abuse. And your kid's gone. What? Like, that's what's happening. Right? That's what's happening. And so, again, going back to that story we did earlier, when I said, when they take race out of it, when they're not allowed to assess race at all, they have no idea what the race is of the family, so they don't have the names or the pictures, and they're just assessing the cases, situations. More white American people have their children rightfully taken away, and less minority people have their children taken away. So this is a huge, huge issue. It's just mind-blowing.
That's jacked up. That is really sad. And I understand that's what the woman's job is, but there are protocols to everything. You have to check the boxes, interviews and all this, and for her to throw one case into something that has nothing to do with what she's probably being questioned about, I don't know who's paying attention or who's not paying attention, because it should be. That's messed up. Wow.
It's crazy. It's just crazy. So this is why, listen, we've got to keep our eyes open. Okay, not just for ourselves, but for these stories. And we need to fight the good fight when there's a good fight to be fought. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know that might have sounded weird, but we've got to push back against this. And when it comes to the state that, I can't remember which state that said, hey, no, we got to take race out of these decisions. Yeah, we got to get that countrywide. That's it, because this is crazy.
Oh boy.
But at least they got the newborn home, so at least there's that.
That's true.
Right?
That's
Thank
good.
God. 1 out of 2 so far.
Yeah. Wow. Well, this took a minute for this man that lost his money to get his money back. So this is a happy ending too. So let's check out the story. Let me find where's the shared screen. And there you go.
Making a deposit into your bank account and your deposit disappears. It happened to one person this month. He says his whole paycheck disappeared.
I would definitely panic at that moment. Consumer reporter John Matarese has some tips on how to keep this from happening to you so you don't waste your money.
Most people in the Houston area use ATMs to withdraw cash, but some people, especially those who rely on tips, use ATMs to deposit their cash. Do you ever wonder how safe that is? Eric Morton says he's out a bunch of cash. Actually, a lot of cash after what he believes was an ATM malfunction.
I came in, put my card in.
He says he then deposited $1,300 cash. Yes, more than $1,000 cash into this ATM.
As it's processing, an error hits the screen.
Confused, he decided to check his account.
I then checked my account to see, oh, well, maybe it was a mistake, maybe it's in there. It was not in there.
Eric owns a courier company and says he frequently deposits cash. But he says when he called the bank's security department, the agent questioned whether he was telling the truth.
So I feel like I'm defending myself more than you're helping me. I'm trying to figure out where my $1,300 went and nobody can tell me anything.
Eric says he's not asking the bank to take him at his word. He just wants them to look at the footage from the camera on and the cameras around that ATM.
That's all I've been asking is check the camera footage.
So don't let this happen to you. Bankrate.com says with cash, use an ATM at a physical bank, not a freestanding one. Don't deposit cash into an out-of-network ATM. And consider using a live teller if it's a very large amount.
What you feeling about putting money, cash into an ATM?
I don't want to do it no more. I'll go straight to a bank, no matter how much time it takes me, no matter where that bank is.
After we got involved, the bank agreed to look at the video, determined Eric was telling the truth, and has now restored the money into his account. As always, don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese, KHOU.
Now that's ridiculous. They had to get involved just to bring up the footage. They're like, we're not going to watch the footage. Yeah, you're a customer, but we're not going to watch the footage. Nope, we're not going to watch it. Oh, wait a minute. Here's some news media. Oh, okay, well, we'll watch it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, let's check it out. Oh, well, what do you know? 13. Yep, he sure did. He put $1,300. Yes. Okay. Well, he'll get his money back. Don't worry about it. And yeah, do a nice story about us. Thank you. That is ridiculous.
Crazy. Wow.
Ridiculous.
I wish I could say I was surprised though. You know, like I wish some of these things surprised me more. I feel like I'm becoming jaded. Just wow. just wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, you know, I have another. It's not necessarily like a happy ending story, but I mean, it kind of is. And I gave y'all this story, so you know, you deserve to have updates. Y'all know we like updates around here. You don't want to just tell you the sensational story and walk away from it and pretend like
yeah,
you didn't even know nothing else about this. What, you cared? Yeah, no, we don't do that. So, give y'all an update to this story, which I'm happy about. Gotta say now. If y'all remember this dude was he was something special. Now, he had an issue with a black man walking on the sidewalk outside of his house. Like, that was really what the problem was. Like, the whole entire video confrontation was this white U.S. Army sergeant, okay, first confronting and then assaulting this black man for walking down the sidewalk outside of his house.
Shame.
That like it really is a crime to be black and walk in public. Like it's amazing. Now, luckily for us, because I don't think they really wanted to go this way, but they did not have a choice. Because this is what happens, okay? Grassroots media, we need to put our foot on their necks, and they have no choice but to comply, okay? They don't want the country burning anymore. And so this U.S. Army sergeant has been found guilty of assaulting that black man, okay? So Jonathan Pentland, a sergeant first class in the U.S. Army, was found guilty of third-degree assault and battery after pushing a black man in a South Carolina neighborhood back in April. And this is a pretty fast turnaround if you think about it. Back in April, April 2015? I'm not used to them caring this quickly, but nope, they're not trying to have South Carolina burned. So from April to now, he's been found guilty. A judge ordered the Fort Jackson instructor to either spend, you're not going to be happy about this, 30 days in jail for the misdemeanor charge or pay a $1,087 fine. Pentland's lawyer plans to appeal the decision. Bro, pay your $1,000 and move on with your life. You know what I mean? Like, you're trying to tell me, as a sergeant, you don't have an extra $1,000 that you could just pay? Nope, you're gonna appeal. You're so upset. How dare you tell me I can't break the law against black people? How dare you, right? Because that's really what it is, right? How dare you? So what they basically said is, in the Army Times now, a Fort Jackson spokesperson said officials will allow Pentland to exhaust all of his civilian appeals if he decides to appeal before considering further action against him. So I guess we will see, but for now he has been found guilty and petty because he won't just pay his $1,000 because he knows he has it. That's the thing. If you don't have the $1,000, I understand why you appeal. I don't want to go to jail, but I also don't want to pay $1,000 because I don't have it, because then my kids won't eat, right?
Right.
But if you have it, pay your $1,000. Just pay the $1,000. Get over yourself. You were wrong.
Well, you're a jerk on Monday, most likely you're a jerk on Tuesday. Yeah.
Right?
That's what I got to say. Now this it's one of those stories, where you get so much information, and I'm gonna break it down for you. And it'll be a short story. They try to make it long and fluffy and all that stuff. COVID hospitalization averages $20,000, and insurers want unvaccinated to pay up. Yeah. So this is what's going on with Delta Airlines. If they have had workers that have been infected, and the hospital bill is $20,000. So I keep saying customer. So the employee, they only have to pay $13. Yeah, I wish. $1,300 out of pocket expenses. So because of that, Delta Airlines is like, oh, heck no. So what they've decided to do is say, they had a little vote. The CEO decided to say, okay, this is what we're going to do. If you're an unvaccinated worker, you're going to pay a $200 surcharge every month starting in November. Because we're tired of paying these bills, which can go up to $50,000 on average. It's normally $20,000, but it can go up to $50,000. So that's what we're going to do. Now, what I'm wondering is, once a person is vaccinated and they still end up in the hospital, what they're going to do then? What excuse will they have? That's what I'm wondering.
See, I think, and I'm going to be real here. I think that they are not going to penalize vaccinated people.
Yeah, I don't think it'll work either,
Mhm.
but this is what they want. Start in November.
Right, exactly. I mean, I think what it comes down to is the very large majority currently of people who are being hospitalized and dying from COVID right now are anti-vaxxers, and not just anti-vaxxers, but anti-maskers, right? Which is why they're not really cracking down on the group of us who are against the vaccine because of details of the vaccine, not against vaccines as a concept, but are practicing social distancing and wearing masks and stuff, right? They're not against
Uh-huh.
us, right? They're against these idiots who are walking around like COVID doesn't exist, and intentionally getting into large groups of people where they're licking each other and whatever, and then coming down with COVID and then going, I wish I had known. Or worse, still saying, I'm glad I didn't take the vaccine, while they sit there in their cushy hospital room, and die slowly. Like, I mean, it's ridiculous, right? Because they're still sitting there in denial and advertising to other people, well, this is better. This is the better alternative. Like, oh, they want to punish those people.
Yeah, but that's what, when I thought of it, I said, I want to see what happens, because are you going to try to punish those people that is compliant? So that's what I'm wondering. What's next? We'll
Well,
see.
I could tell you what's next. You ain't gonna like it though. Ready for this? No.
How much? How much, girl? How much?
Listen, and I tell y'all what's next. Listen, anti-vaxxers are not just sitting down saying we want to die now. Well, some of them are, but for the most part, they're not, right? Um, so I'm going to tell you what their new solution is. I'm being serious about this too. I swear to God, this is their new solution. Okay, you might not have heard of it before, so I will tell you what it is in a second. But here you go. Um, so, copy died of COVID. Urge friends to take animal dewormer ivermectin.
Why?
Yeah, that's not a typo. Okay, animal dewormer ivermectin. Okay, so let's get into this a little bit. Apparently, okay, and I'm going to show y'all in a second. Apparently, this is not 100% as insane as it sounds. But okay, let's listen to the story first. Okay, so a law enforcement officer who passed away from COVID-19 had admitted to taking animal dewormer less than 2 weeks before his death. But if you died, okay. Captain Joe Manning, a 57-year-old employee of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office in Georgia, died on Wednesday after a short battle with the virus. It means it hit him hard, fast, and killed him very quickly. Now, Sheriff Chuck Mosley described Manning, who had been with the Wayne County Sheriff's Office for 31 years, as an integral part of the law enforcement community. In the wake of his death, Facebook posts in which Manning expressed anti-vaccine sentiments as well as support for ivermectin began surfacing online. In a post on August 14th, Manning urged his followers to visit a local animal feed and seed store that was carrying both liquid and paste ivermectin. All right, so let's go take a look at that one right here. All right. And so the drug has become increasingly popular among many conservatives and anti-vaccine advocates who believe it can cure COVID. I mean, it's not, but COVID's not like a worm or parasite, but okay. While the drug is available in pill form for humans to fight parasitic diseases, medical experts warn that research into ivermectin is ongoing and has not been proven to be effective against COVID. Y'all heard that.
Yes.
Research into ivermectin is ongoing. That means there's research ongoing into it. I'm going to show you guys proof of that in a second. That's why I said this is maybe not as crazy as it sounds. But many who are convinced that the drug is a miracle cure for the virus have resorted to purchasing the animal version of ivermectin intended for use in livestock, such as horses and cows. So I said not as crazy, but still crazy, because they make different doses and medications for animals versus humans. Obviously.
Right.
Okay. In comments on his Facebook page, Manning also discussed with other users how much of the drug he had taken. Numerous posts from Manning contained anti vaccine remarks as well as his admission of not being inoculated. I have been censured again in regards to posting an opinion on COVID and being one who hasn't been vaccinated. He wrote in July. There we go. Show y'all this post. He's not very like creative, is he? Right? These are all just like plain green backgrounds. Like I kind of feel like, right, you could have tried a little harder. Now, the FDA recently warned against the use of ivermectin as a treatment for COVID-19 in a statement on Twitter. You are not a horse. You are not a cow, the agency wrote. Seriously, y'all, stop it. I swear to God, it says seriously, y'all, stop it. That's a quote. The state of Mississippi also urged its residents to stop ingesting ivermectin after it saw a spike in calls to its poison control centers due to the drug. Yes, y'all probably saw that news article earlier in the week where people are like literally being hospitalized because they're being poisoned because they're taking horse size levels of a drug. They're horse pills. A horse is a lot bigger and heavier than you. Like what are you thinking? Okay. I know. This is only a little bit not as crazy, but I want to show y'all the research, okay? So this is when I say y'all need to look at the research, this is what I mean. Literal, actual research. This is actual research, okay? So after people conduct research, this is what they do. I'm going to get a little bit bigger for y'all, okay? So ivermectin for prevention and treatment of COVID-19 infection, a systematic review, meta-analysis, and trial sequential analysis to inform clinical guidelines, okay? I'm going to show y'all the setup of what it looks like. So first you're going to have, now this is not like the full research paper, something like 21 pages, right? But it's going to have basically these subheadings, okay? So basically you're going to have your background. The background is all of the research that has been conducted up till this point in the general area, okay? So, and they will normally outline what the research is. They'll tell you what the names of the research is and what that research found, okay? And then you have areas of uncertainty. So they're going to say, well, you know what? We've done all this research, but no one really asked this question. Or, you know, after they've done all these tests, you know, we've seen several people say, well, we should probably investigate in this area further, okay? And so the data sources, they're telling you basically, because they also did a meta-analysis. That means they went deep. They went back. They analyzed and compared a bunch of stuff, okay? And then I'm going to show you guys down here, right? Because now we start getting to the statistics and whatever, okay? Like I said, like this is a research study. It's very long. You'll have the data actually in there. You can look at it yourself. If this is not what you're looking at, guys, you didn't look at the research. You looked at an article that told you what they thought the conclusions of the research meant. Okay, that's not the same thing. And I just needed to point that out for my little argument the other day. But now the conclusions. This is going to tell you, okay, in this little breakdown, what they found. So they said, moderate certainty evidence finds that large reductions in COVID-19 deaths are possible using ivermectin. Using ivermectin early in the clinical course may reduce numbers progressing to severe disease. The apparent safety and low cost suggest that ivermectin is likely to have a significant impact on the SARS-CoV-2 pandemic globally. But here's the thing, guys. It's not the same thing as trying to treat for parasites. Okay? It's not. So when I read this is not co-signing what these morons are doing. Okay? I'm going to tell you what I'm co-signing. Because it's kind of like, I don't know if people have ever taken antibiotics for a throat infection, right? They give you a particular dosage for 10 days, okay? But then you can get something else that requires you get treated by a different type of antibiotic or the same antibiotic, but a much lower dose of it for a really long time, maybe 30 days, maybe 6 months, right? So if you took the dose for 10 days, like you would for a throat infection, it's not going to treat the other thing, right? It might even make the other thing worse. And so that's why you can't just go, oh, ivermectin. Well, as long as I shoot some of that in my body, I should be fine, right? If I take mega doses, it'll be great. No, that's not what the research says. That's not what the research has found, right? So let them do the clinical studies. Let them come out with the suggested doses and then go to a doctor and get prescribed human ivermectin. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay.
So they're not entirely crazy, but they're still crazy as hell, right? So there you go.
I agree.
That's my final conclusion.
Yeah, I agree. Wow.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Well, what I have up next is two celebrities, and I'll go through this kind of quickly. This one I've had for a while. Yeah, I had it for a while. Oh, Iggy Azalea. I think I heard maybe one, two songs if it was popular. I never indulged in any of her music, so I couldn't tell you anything. I hear a lot of stuff. I think she was with a rapper or somebody famous and had a child, and that's all I could tell you. I don't know anything else about her. But, you know, I call it the kids sometime, but these folks, for whatever reason, they just want to post everything on social media, which is not a good thing, especially when you're a celebrity. And for some reason, she just thought it was the greatest idea to show off her child in his outfits. But for whatever reason, her the father of the child fans made fun of the outfits, and that's because they don't like her. So I guess because of the breakup, they're like, "Oh, you wasn't nothing anyway." I don't know. They lusted after her I guess while they were together, and then once the guy and her broke up, they no longer like her. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But anyway, she decided she wanted to post, and this was in July. She went to posting her son with his clothes on, his little outfits. So folks started taking shots like, what the hell is that? And by her being from Australia, her style, could be her style. It's different. But they made fun, and not necessarily of the child. And people told her that. They didn't make fun of the child. They were making fun of the outfit. And she got insulted by it. She called herself, and she tried. She tried to, talk back, talk smack. But, of course, it didn't work. Let me see. Where is the thing at? Because they got a post here. My child is not a sub-brand for his father's fan to obsess over a clown on, because the reality is that y'all don't like his mom, so y'all think it's cute to be rude about a baby. And what's funny stuff he wears. Know that I will smack you in person. Catch a flight. Catch a flight. Catch a flight. That's what she said. That's what she pretty much said. Catch a flight.
Yep.
And so people, someone went back and forth with her, but from what I've seen, no one really was very insulting or anything. They just said we're making fun of those clown outfits that you putting on that child. Has nothing to do with the kid, and nothing to do with the father and all of that. So she went back and forth for a little while, got mad, and said, "Well, the hell with it, I ain't putting nothing back up," which is good. She shouldn't. Stop posting your child, because you don't know what these folks will do. You out with your child or someone with the child, and recognize it like they did. Well, I think that it was a setup, like they did with the dogs of Gaga, and attack, and that's what's up next. So let me bring that up. Poor Ryan. I feel sorry for Ryan. When I first saw Ryan, I said, "Poor man, they just did him wrong."
Right?
I just did the man. When I saw it, I said, "Ryan, you ain't gonna get nothing, baby. She loved them dogs. She like you, but she loved the dogs. Mighty Ma loved the kids. Well, Gaga, she loved the dogs. Yeah, poor Ryan. Let's see. Got a little thing in here, Ryan. Let me scroll down. Feel so sorry. And they, the fans are blasting her because she's not supporting the man. He's reported to be homeless and got a GoFundMe. The poor man. Let's see if we got the thing. Let me look at the poor man. Where he at? Made a video. I don't see a place to click on. Seemed like I had one before, but there's Ryan. Poor Ryan. Look at him in the hospital. Poor thing. Got bullet holes in him. Look at him. Poor man. Look at him. Poor thing. Poor Ryan. No love.
Nope.
Look at Ryan out in the wilderness.
Right out in the wilderness.
He trying to be one with nature. Look at Ryan.
Oh, God.
History with him and other dogs. Look at Ryan. He's like, oh, when my body didn't have holes in it, I was free. Free. I need some help. Why don't y'all help me, please? Gaga didn't love me, but she loved the dogs. Poor Ryan. I felt so sorry for Ryan. I just feel so sorry. She did the man wrong. Now she gonna offer up $500,000 to find the missing dogs. She got the dogs back, but she only gave a little bit toward. She paid for Ryan's hospital bills, but of course, I'm sure the man is upset. He ain't trying to be around nobody else's dogs. So he has a fundraiser, and he had a $40,000 goal, and so far he got $26,000. Poor Ryan. Poor Ryan.
Right? I mean, come on. You always died for your stupid dogs. I mean, listen, I know I'm going to get so much hate by y'all animal lovers and stuff, but I'm not an animal lover. So I care about humans more than animals. I know I'm crazy that way, right?
Right.
Like, I know it's totally insane. Totally insane. But yeah, it's crazy. Just crazy. I know. Y'all, listen, I'm going to show y'all a really quick update. If you haven't heard about it, now you know, so you can go and research into it. I'm not going to go too deep into it. So if y'all remember Ashley Babbitt, right? That's the crazy white chick who decided to climb through the window at the Capitol and got shot by one bullet. Well, the man who shot her has unmasked himself.
Oh.
And he has taken a lot of heat from the right wing. In fact, the right wing is now even saying they are going to throw away all their Blue Lives Matter paraphernalia, crumble up and throw it in the garbage. So hopefully a lot of them go to prison over that, because if you remember, a chick was just arrested the other day for doing the exact same thing, right? It's taking a sign and throwing it in the garbage. But yeah, no. So apparently, now, what I want to make a couple comments about this, right? So first is all of the racism that is coming out, but apparently this is not a racial issue, not at all, right? But let's see, what does this say right here? Okay, I know you guys can't see it, so I'll read it to you. It says, Lester Holt and Michael Bird claim we live in a white supremacist country as they sit like two king niggers on primetime television, and one is praised as a hero for shooting an unarmed white woman in broad daylight. Imagine James Fields sitting down with Tucker and being praised as a hero for running down Heather Heyer. What might have happened if this actually was a white supremacist country?
Whoa.
Like, so even in the comments, right? Like, it's so racist. They're not even making a valid point, because in and of itself, when we're talking about Buddy who ran down Heather Heyer, yeah, he was basically praised, right? Like, well, it's not his fault. They were breaking the law. The street is for cars, right? Like, they were making all kinds of excuses for that dude. So please spare me. First of all. Second of all, though, right? This cop shot her once. One shot, one bullet. One shot, one bullet. Why am I saying this? How many stories have we heard? Okay. How many stories have we heard about black men, normally, being shot with over 40 bullets for being black in public, basically? They thought they saw something in his hand that ended up being a cell phone.
Or nothing at all.
Or nothing at all.
Yeah.
Bullet upon bullet upon bullet. They massacre with dozens of bullets, okay? But when Capitol Police Lieutenant Michael Byrd, okay, when he warns this chick over and over what's going to happen if she keeps advancing forward. They're like, well, we saw your gun for a long time. Yeah, because I was warning her. Don't do it, man. I don't have a choice. So I'm going to shoot you. So go back. And she kept coming. Well, then I shot her. Once. One bullet. And for that one bullet, the amount of racism, okay, the amount of BS that this man, the threats against his life, he's been in all but hiding since the Capitol, because he was defending the lives of not just the liberals, right? There were conservatives there too. The conservative vice president was there. But no, it didn't matter, right? It did not matter at all. They don't care. And see, this is what we've been saying forever. Blue lives matter. It has nothing to do with them caring about the cops. Never did. It is just dog whistle wording for we don't care about black people. That's it, right? And so now it's a black man who shot a white woman, and we know that's unforgivable, right? That's why,
right.
Before, up until now, like when that Australian or whatever white woman got shot, you know why that cop went to jail? Not just because she was Australian, but because the cop wasn't white. That's it, right? Those are the sacrificial lambs. So they're so confused why now a black man is not going to prison for shooting a white one, because cop or not, right? They normally don't have the right to do that. So they're just outraged. They want this decision changed stat. So we'll see how that goes, because I'm a little afraid for him. I'm going to be real.
Me too. Yeah. Wow. Well, one person we know is not afraid, and that's Karen. And we are excited because we know it's that time, that Ken and Karen segment, and we're going to see what Ruby has in store for us. And here's the little intro.
Speed away coronavirus. You are Karen.
Pop.
Always wonderful. Always wonderful. Okay. Well, listen. In our first Karen segment, we got a Ken. You got a Ken? I'm going to do a Ken. And not only that, I'm going to do a cop Ken. Now, y'all at first are going to say, he's not being a Ken. He's being a cop. Then I'm going to show y'all part 2 that proves, no, he's just a Ken. Okay? All right. It's going to be fun. Okay, I can't even touch as soon as I touch the page, the video starts playing. So I am not
I know about those.
Right? So I'm just going to go over here. I'm going to let y'all into it. And then as soon as I know it's sharing, then I'll go over. No.
They have been given a trespass warning. They come back to the store, they can be arrested. When did they get that? Today.
They got.
You can go get the manager. I'm not getting the manager. I'm telling you.
I don't care what you telling me, though.
Okay, you want to leave too?
I don't give a fuck about none of that. You harassing my son.
No, I'm not harassing anybody.
Yes, you is. Yes,
How
you
am I?
is.
Prove it to me. How
Every time you come in the store, you are putting them out.
Yes, I am. Because they have no business.
So they can't come in here
in this store. No.
Why not?
Okay. So to clarify, okay, this is a cop. This is the father of a teenage boy who was in this Lowe's, okay, with 2 of his friends. And as the father said, every time he comes in there, this cop makes a problem for him, right? Harassing his kid. Now he says his kid is banned. He's going to get arrested. Now he's banned for trespassing. And the next time he comes to the store, he's going to get arrested. So the father is here defending his child because this is ridiculous now, right? Okay, but I know what y'all are saying. Listen, these stores hire security and hire cops to surveil the premises. So he's not being a Ken. Okay, well let's finish.
Because they are not purchasing.
So they came back in, they get it out the store.
You're not listening to me. You're not listening. Okay, that's fine. They come back to the store, they're being arrested for trespassing. End of story. End of story. I just told you. I just told you.
But he didn't though.
You're not listening. Come on. I just told you.
But you didn't.
But they're not going to go.
No, he really didn't though. If y'all notice, he didn't actually explain how they're trespassing. He said that they're 14. So they're teenagers. They don't buy anything. Right? Implying that black teenagers couldn't possibly afford to buy anything inside of any store, let alone a Lowe's. I mean, God, what do you think this is, right? They're black teenagers. They're not people or anything crazy like that, right? So that's basically where we're at with the story. So, but maybe the store hired them, right? I mean, it's not his fault. He's just doing his job.
Okay.
All right, well, let's find out if he's doing his job. Are you ready for this? Okay.
Are you ready for this?
Oh, yeah, there you go. All right, we sharing? Okay, we sharing. All right. So now this is the mother of the son, okay? So she comes in, right, and she finds this is the manager right here, okay? All right.
The limit on the age you have to be to walk through here? Because the cop over there told us that my son can't come in here because he's not with an adult. He said that my son will be arrested if he comes back in here. And I was trying to ask him why he got all hostile.
He's here?
Yeah, he over there.
How old is your son?
My son is 14. He has 2 friends with him. He said that he's trespassing. I'm like, how is he trespassing?
Yeah. Right. It's not trespassing.
Yeah, that's what I said. This is my son right here. I found the manager. And she said ain't no age limit and they not trespassing. You don't have to have no age to walk through.
So, I never heard that. I mean, that's the manager. That's the manager.
Right. Okay. They do this all the time when they go around exercise. They come through here. They walk through here. Sometimes come buy from the drink and just walk around.
Now, I want y'all to see this because maybe you can't read it. It says, "Come to find out, the cop doesn't even work there. He just frequents the store." He don't work at that store. He's just there shopping after work in his little uniform, and then pretending like he can just lord whatever he wants over this privately owned establishment as far as what their rules are and whether they want these young black children to be in there window shopping and buying drinks. Yeah, the man don't work there. He don't work there. You see what I'm saying? That's how I'm like, y'all might think this is just a gun. No, this is a Ken. Okay? This is a Ken with a uniform. That's it. Okay, with the uniform. I know. Now, let's see. Where is our next one? What Ken or Karen should I show y'all next? Y'all listen. There's so many. And so many different types, by the way. So many different types.
I don't have any more things to say. I'm just still in shock.
I know, right?
He's a customer.
He's a customer.
And and nothing you can do. Nothing's going to happen. You can report something. Well, he wasn't on duty. They'll come up with something. It'll always be an excuse. And they'll get away.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All right. Let's do this next week. Okay, our next one now. Our next one. Yeah, I think we're gonna do Karen and Hair. Hair Karen. We're gonna call her Hair Karen. Hair Karen is always a blast. All right, let's do a little Hair Karen. Now here's the thing, y'all. Y'all think that this only somehow affects women. It doesn't, because black men don't always have short hair. Some black men grow their hair. Some men have to deal with Hair Karen too. Let's see how Hair Karen rolls. You ready for this?
Please do not just do that.
Yeah, it does.
Look at that. Boing. Look. Boing. Who has hair like that?
Me?
You got some kind of something.
Yes, so I want to let you know how you made me feel about when you was touching my hair and when you said, who has hair like that? And when you were like, bling, I felt like it was offensive, hurtful, and racist.
I was not dogging you.
I mean, no, listen.
This is cute. I love this.
I get it, but you're not supposed to touch it without permission. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, baby, I'm black.
You're not black.
Oh, she's
Yes, I
black.
am.
You're not.
I have been. Yes, I am.
You're not.
Listen, let me tell you something.
You're not.
When I went to middle school,
No.
yes,
No.
the 7th grade.
You are not black.
Okay.
You can't tell
Oh,
me
your
that
recording is too high.
accept it because
You don't accept my apology?
I don't. You just said
Honey, I did not mean to offend you.
You did.
Your hair is beautiful.
I appreciate it.
And I didn't mean nothing. I didn't.
Oh!
For me, that Karen couldn't have got.
Hair Karen.
Okay, y'all see it.
Now,
So first,
if she wasn't surprised about the hair, she black and all that, somebody in the family has hair like that. Come on.
right? Who has hair like that? Who has hair like that? Right? Like, girl, bye.
Wow.
Right? And then but I'm black. And then what happens? When all else fails, white tears. Because white tears get you out of it. You're not gonna just forgive me because I said I'm black? No, I'm not gonna be. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend you, and now I know you're recording, and this is probably gonna go on the internet, and everyone's gonna treat me like the racist I am. I don't want that to happen.
Viral. No,
Right?
I don't want it. I got black friends, yeah.
Right? I got black family. My great step grandpappy was black. Yeah, that's right. I mean, like, what was she talking about? Well, yes, I am. No, yeah, yes, I am. I am black. I am black. That is a new great tactic by Karen. I don't think we've ever heard that tactic. Like,
No, that's a new one.
right? I am black. I can't be racist. We've heard I can't be racist. My husband's black, right? My child is half black. We heard all kinds of things. We've never heard Karen say, I can't be racist. I am black. What? How much did you drink? God damn. All right. So I don't even know what to do. Okay. You know what? I think what we gonna do next, we're gonna do anti-exercise Karen. I don't know what to call it. It's just I really anti-exercise Karen. That's we're gonna stick with that. Okay. Now hold on. Oh wait, no, they gave her a name. Torrance Karen. I don't know what Torrance is. Maybe Torrance is a place. I probably should have read the story, but I didn't. I just wanted to watch the video and I thought it was funny, so it got added to the list. Okay.
Okay.
We don't play games here anymore, okay? Next time you ever talk to me like that, you're gonna get your ass kicked by my family. They're gonna fuck you up.
What did I do?
Right. They're gonna fuck you
Why?
up.
What did I do?
Because you are an asshole. Look at the whole stairs to
But
yourself.
you had these
Why
stairs
don't
and
you go
that
somewhere
stairs.
else where you can go to a gym? This is not just for you. Get the fuck out of this world. Get the fuck out of this state. Go back to whatever fucking Asian country you belong in.
There they go.
Damn.
This is not your place. This is not your home. We do not want you here. You put that on
who's we?
Facebook. I hope you do. Because every fucking person will beat the crap out of you from here on out. Don't you ever say, oh Jesus, to me when I want to use the stairs, you little bitch.
Dang.
There's other stairs.
As she walks away.
Ignorant teenager.
Right?
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Who wears
That's
black
me. I
in California
accept
sun?
everything. Thank you.
Who the fuck
Right?
wears black?
Who wears
Are you
black?
an idiot? You
What?
wear black in California sun?
She's not done. Like what?
Okay.
Yo, the amazing thing, right? Because she starts off with, if you ever speak to me like that again. What did I say? How dare you use these stairs? They're not just for you. They're for everyone.
Right.
So she said,
my family gonna get you. Yeah.
Right. My family's gonna get you next. Because she told you I'm stretching on these stairs. So give me a second and then you can do what you want with them. Like, what? But I don't get it. Right? Like, it's like I'm so confused by this woman. What did she say to you? I really want to know, because your answer had nothing to do with words. Your answer had to do with you being offended that this Asian woman had the nerve to think that she had the right to stretch on the stairs.
Why do they always invite them to go back to where you come from? I mean, as large as this world is, for any person to be in your space, you got to invite them to go somewhere else, like another country, not another side of town, not another street.
Mm-hmm.
It just every time.
I don't understand why everyone else has to go back where they came from, but they don't, because they act like they just all sprouted out of the ground in America, right? Like their families they were just immaculate conception, just made here. Like, no, everyone's an immigrant to this country. Everyone at some point came from somewhere else.
Okay.
So, but only immigrants you don't like need to go back where they came from. Gotcha. All right.
That darn Karen, always up to something.
Right? Well, y'all listen. Like I said, I don't want y'all to feel alone over there. You know, it's not just America that has Karen. So let's talk about a Karen in my hometown. That's right. This one is from Ontario. Ontario, Canada. Right. Now she's more up north. She's in Port. Well, hold on, let me see. That might actually be east. I don't know. I'm really bad with like directions, but I'm pretty sure everything is north of here. So she's like northeast, I think. Whatever. She's further up north, but the point is, still from this province. I don't claim her, but I have no choice. So, let's take a look. Okay, wheelchair Karen. Yeah, that's the official one. This is wheelchair Karen, because even when she's on a wheelchair, she's still a boss, and you better recognize. Okay. There we go. Got it up in the full screen and go.
You want to say it to my face? Yeah, I'll fucking say it to your face. You fucking get out of my path. Get the fuck out of my path! You fucking racist bitch! Yes, I am! I'm racist bitch! You fucking racist bitch! Fuck you! Fucking racist! Nothing to me. You're fucking stinky.
Uh-oh, she's back.
Who's talking about my feet? Look at my feet? Yeah, you know what? I'm a witch. We're supposed to be drowned, you dumb fuck. You know nothing about witches. You want to fuck with me? You'll see what happens. I hope you're winning.
Well, these are like drive-bys. Drive-by Karen.
She has some issues. She's saying to everybody.
Oh, curry, damn.
Disgusting! In the fucking language. Disgusting!
And the language is disgusting, too.
That's fucking right. I'm the Canadian here. I'll fucking speak my languages, but fuck you and yours.
Drive-by.
Actually, quite entertaining. No, not goodbye. You goodbye. And then I don't have to goodbye. You didn't pay for shit yet. You don't even live here. So fuck you.
And you're older.
Oh yeah? You fucking, are you scared me? Are you fucking scared me? You fucking scared me? I don't care, they don't understand English, you fucking scared me?
Go home.
You know what scares me?
Hey, not in front of my daughter, man. Chill out. Don't swear in front of my daughter.
Uh-oh. You know what? Y'all saw that? Well, she reversed with intention right there.
Let me come back for this one.
Who the hell do you think you are? Trying to tell Karen what she can and can't say in front of your child. How dare you?
Okay.
Drive by Karen. Yo, that's her name forever. Drive by Karen. This is amazing. Like, she feels no fear.
Okay. Like no one's gonna throw just something, a pebble, and then over she goes.
Right? Yo, anyhow they get you off that chair, you can't run away. Why are you this brave right now? Like, I'm so confused. Okay, let's go.
I don't fucking talk your language in front of me then, and I won't.
She's
I don't
speaking
even know
your
my
language.
my language. Otherwise, fuck you. Get out of here. I don't have to.
Why are you freaking out? You're in a public place right now. You know how embarrassing you are?
Exactly.
So
You're here all around
right now.
Yeah, most of them don't know English.
This is Canada.
Look at you! Look at you! What a fucking joke! Are you fucking serious? Or seriously fucked?
Go. Look at everybody around you. It doesn't matter what color you are, what race you are.
Do you know how many colored people are around you right now?
Just go home.
Wow.
Look all around you.
What?
There's
What
so
are you
many
gonna
colored
do if
people
I don't
here.
go home?
Like, what are you going to do? That's what are you going to do about it, Karen? Like, it's not like you're like, I don't know what she thought was gonna happen. Like, I don't even know. Like, what do you do about this? What do you do about this woman? She just driving by, doing drive-by racism, drive-by attacks, drive-by go back to your country. Like, wait, what?
And I've always noticed, again, just to point this out, they always leave though. They're the one to tell the person to go back somewhere, but they always leave the scene.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, but you're leaving, so why are you inviting someone to go somewhere when you're the one that's going to get out of the vicinity? You're leaving, so
right.
Why is there a problem? You just leave. That solves the problem. Ta-da!
Think, right? Like,
but none of them have that brain power to think like that.
No, brain power. Karen doesn't think, Sharon. How dare you imply she does?
I see.
That is not Karen's job. It is not Karen's job to think. It is your job to obey her commands.
I see.
Period. Point blank. Period. Point blank. That's it. That's it. You didn't know that? You missed the memo.
Dang.
I know. Okay. You know, listen. I'm gonna sneak y'all one more.
Okay.
I'm just deciding between these two. They're both decent. You know, they're fast. Maybe I can get them both in before 9:15. Okay, let's go. Let's do Service Karen. I don't know what we're gonna call her, but she's upset. She's upset. We'll put it that way. She's upset because she doesn't think other people deserve the right to have a service dog. So let's see her call the police on someone who has one.
Okay.
I find it amazing. Like, I'm pretty sure that making these calls are illegal. Like, not even because of Karen laws, but just in general, you aren't allowed to call the police and waste their time, right? Like, there's actually a crime against this. How does Karen keep getting away with this?
Exactly. Just think of the amount of money that they can collect.
Right.
Because it's not about money. That's why.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All right. Well, let's listen to our angry Karen.
Yeah. Oh, it's legal? They can go into a restaurant. Service dog, I know, an emotional support animal, and a service dog has to be trained to do something that the doctor has recommended that you cannot do for yourself. An emotional support animal only has to provide emotional support, which is not to say thanks. Right, they can't go to the store, or get out to a restaurant. Okay, so you have to call animal control.
Animal control.
The police, okay. Because this dog should not be in a public place. I know that. I've done research on this. And I know.
Have you? She's done research. Research, y'all.
And I know
Research.
this dog is not allowed to be here. The dog, yes, they go everywhere. An emotional support animal is allowed to be in the house, in the airport. That's it. Yeah.
Yo.
We have a service dog. And
Y'all ever notice Karen is an authority on everything? Like, Karen has researched and knows everything about literally everything. Everything. It's amazing.
Yeah, she does.
Right? I have never met a more well-rounded, knowledgeable person than a Karen. It's amazing. Okay.
you know that. Right? No, I'm not leaving. I'm calling the police. And I'm not leaving. Hell, as far as I'm concerned. Can't have an emotional support animal in a public place, so I do.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. That's right. Carrots in the Wild always comes with the bonus. Yeah, let's sneak in the bonus. Come on, y'all have been good. Okay, right? Y'all have been good. We deserve a little bonus. All right. I have no idea what it is. Just so we're all clear, no idea. It might not be funny. I don't know. Let's see.
Okay.
The first thing I want to mention, I am in support of you.
My husband died July 4th of COVID. My daughter is back to school, where she now feels unsafe because she has to wear a mask. When she just lost her dad July 4th. Now my daughter has the stress of losing her dad. Now she's back in school with the stress of having to wear a mask where she don't feel safe because they say the masks are not safe. The vaccines are not safe. Where are you protecting our kids?
Wait.
So the masks are not safe. The vaccine, she said, isn't safe. And how are you all protecting us or our children?
Right.
And the child is stressed. I'm confused with the mask part.
Right.
Extremely.
So her husband died of COVID. And the daughter's upset because you're making her wear a mask to protect her from the COVID that killed her father?
Which you said is dangerous, just like the vaccine. Well, at least it's on the outside, wearing the mask.
Right.
So I would think that's less dangerous than.
Well, I mean, y'all are an anti-vaxxer,
What's going on?
anti-masker family, so I assume that the father neither got the vaccine nor wore a mask, and he actually died of COVID. So, are you sure that maybe your daughter's stress isn't from her father dying of COVID and you sitting there like a lunatic denying reality? Are you sure that's not where the stress is coming from? Because I think that's where it's coming from, right? I mean, call me crazy, but I think that's where it's coming from.
Yeah, it's from the weird mama. Yeah.
These poor, insane people. Okay. Now listen, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all this actually came from a bonus episode, so I don't know how I forgot that they have them. Now, the original episode, y'all I'm sure have seen Karen gets her husband knocked out. Everyone's covered that. Honestly, I just don't really find that video particularly entertaining or surprising. There's not enough focus on Karen, right? It's not the same. But this next video. This next video. All right. Feast your eyes on this. I have it on this screen because I didn't want y'all to read this side while I was talking. I want y'all to just be surprised with me. Go ahead. Okay. Volume a little bit. All right.
Who the fuck do you think you are? You are. Fucking lay your hands on me, bitch. No, you want to fucking come at me. You threw something at me, you goddamn right. Because I'm here with my granddaughter who's sitting in a fucking car while I'm fighting with you. Would you mind calling the fucking cops and do something with this stupid bitch? You better fucking let go of me. Let go of me. Let go of my shirt.
You're on top of her.
Let go of me. Let go of me. Fucking bitch. Skank. Skank. Put on the fucking glasses.
Go ahead here. Go ahead.
You better get the fuck away from me, little girl.
You're the one laying hands on me
So
first.
submissive, I tell you.
Right? Right, like both of them. I mean, I don't know, man.
Take your pick.
Right? I have never seen more classy, submissive women in my life. I just,
Yeah.
you know, I wish I could be them when I grow up, but I don't know. But
Yeah.
like, imagine if you're the manager of some place and there's a customer on top of you beating you up.
Right.
And then Karen just saunters out like she didn't commit a crime or anything just now. This is not problematic. This is not leaving the scene of the crime. What? I didn't do nothing to you.
Okay, tell you to call the police.
Right. That you threw something at her first.
She said, that's right.
Right. Because I have my granddaughter in the car. I don't think you understand that you just admitted to a whole nother crime right there on video. Right? You threw something at her because I guess she wasn't moving fast enough for you, and you have illegally left your granddaughter in the car, which you know is very dangerous and stupid. And so this somehow becomes the manager's problem. And because at that point she didn't react well to you throwing something at her, you thought it was okay for you to jump her. Oh, okay, wait, that all makes sense then. I got it. We're good.
Lord. Ooh, all right. Well,
yes, Jay Shine, this Karen on Karen violence must stop.
But it will never stop. Trust me. Content for years, not in decades, and probably centuries.
Right, you know.
Oh boy.
Oh, that was good.
Well, I hope you guys had a great time. I thank you all for tuning in for our episode of Article Reactions. And catch the replay. A couple of you guys came in late. Catch the replay. And if you missed the catch the flight yesterday, catch that too. Nice replay. And what else? I want you guys to be safe. Stay cool if it's hot where you are. And I know the kids going back to school. Get them ready. And yeah, put that mask on too. So you guys safe, have a safe distance from people. Stay safe, and we will see you all next time. And until then, peace, y'all.
Cheers, y'all.